Sup guys? So I am gonna try to finish up today. So my last experience when I ended up going back to the doctor, like I was saying, I was still smoking the schmigarettes when I went back. So she would only set me up with the Estradiol patches, which apparently are the safest method. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, 2014, 2015 patches, those patches you had to keep on for an entire week. The patches that I got in 2023, those patches are, you change them twice a week. So, um, less of a chance of getting like a skin infection, I think, from those patches. And they're also way smaller and like way thinner from what I originally got back in like 2013. Those patches, like when I originally got them, were like way thick and they were like flesh colored and like 0 out of 10. Wouldn't recommend. So, anyways, um, this doctor, I like asked if she did the injections, and like I had always wanted to do the injections, like long as I had been on the hormones, which at this point had been about like over 10 years. And I wanted to be on the injections like the whole time, and like you can't get them online. My original doctor wouldn't prescribe them, but this doctor would. The only way that she would prescribe them though is if I quit smoking the cigarettes, and so I did that, and 3 months later I went back, and she set me up with my first injections. So, um, my thoughts on injections. So like, the injections are kind of anxiety inducing. If I'm like being honest. So this is what the needle that you inject into your like that goes into your leg muscle actually looks like, and yo, that that's the length of the actual needle right there. It's like the second joint of my pinky, yo. So like, it's a pretty long needle, and it goes in there, like it goes all the way in. So um, yeah. So my personal opinion though, and like it's a whole ask process in order to do the injection. Like, so you have to there's plenty of good tutorials on TikTok. I've seen some where they go through the whole process of how to do the injection. So I don't know that I'll go through it, but I'll just briefly describe it. So you wipe the top of the alcohol. Make sure you wash your hands. You alcohol wipe your leg. You pull some air into the needle. You stick the needle into your vial. Inject the air into your vial. Withdraw the medicine. Then you change your needle tip. Um, and then essentially just stick it in there and inject it. So they're like I said, that's not like meant to be like in depth or anything, but there's plenty of good tutorials where they describe how to do it. So I mean, certain things like do suck with the injections. Like I'm not gonna lie, like there's been times where like I've stuck it in and I feel like I've hit the bone, and it was very uncomfortable. There's been times where I've forgot steps where like I injected a little bit of air into my leg and I was very paranoid about it. But apparently, like, I mean, as long as you're like not doing like tons of it and not directly into your veins or whatever, like you should be good. Because I asked my doctor about it because I was like really weirded out about it. So like it's easy to make mistakes with doing the injections. Oh, and like sometimes like you'll pull the needle out and like it'll just squirt brood like everywhere. It'll just go everywhere. And yeah, it's kind of and then you got to clean it up, and like sometimes like I'll do the injection and then I'll be walking around at work and I'll have like a little ache in my leg, and I'll just like think, "Oh, maybe I got it in the wrong spot," or like, you know, all of this stuff. So like you have to be a certain kind of person to do the injections, I feel like, but I just like kind of tell myself like I think like most trans men do injections, from what I understand. So I'm just like they all have to do it, you know. So like I'm gonna do it, and um, anyways, all that to say that I definitely prefer the injections over every other method. So like for the patches, for instance, like I don't like the patches. The patches are the worst way to take estradiol, in my opinion. Like 0 out of 10 would not recommend. It is apparently the safest method, from what I understand. Like there's like as far as like all the different methods. So if we're doing a tier list, I would have like 3 tiers, and I would put estradiol patches on the bottom just because like they're so inconvenient. They're hard to get them to stay stuck to your skin unless like I don't know. For me personally, maybe it's just I have oily skin and they don't want to stay stuck or whatever. But like maybe if you are like a certain type and they'll stick to you and stay stuck. They leave glue rings on your skin and on your clothes. They're just not convenient at all. Okay, and when you sweat, like if you like to go to the gym and work out and you sweat, they're gonna sweat off. You get in the shower, they're gonna like, they get wet and they'll just, and then once they get wet, it's hard to get them to stick back on. So like you'll have to medical tape them back on. Just, I would not recommend doing the patches. If you can do one of the other methods, do one of the other methods. So second tier would be, in my opinion, would be pills as well as the gel. So like I don't have a ton of experience with the gel, but from what I understand with the gel is that it has like it's less impactful on your liver than the pills are. So my thoughts on the gel are like I mean it seems like it would be harder to dose. I also am skeptical about medications being absorbed through the skin. Not to say that they don't work, because they definitely work. I know there's tons of people on e-gel and t-gel that have really good results. So like don't be discouraged from what I'm saying. I just personally think that like if I had to choose between the pills and the gel, I would personally choose the pills. So it's like for me it's convenience over safety. I personally think it's just more convenient to just take pills than it is to like having to dose out a gel and then like putting it on and then like making sure that like nobody touches you wherever you put it on for a while. And like I don't know, I'm skeptical about that the gels, but it is technically safer. So, and then on top, I would personally place the estradiol injections, just because like, as I stated before, like all of the other methods, so like the estradiol pills and the gels, you're gonna be spiking every single time you dose yourself. With the estradiol injections, you're gonna stick it in, and it's there for a week, and then you don't gotta worry about estradiol for another week, and your flow is going to be nice and like clean and smooth. Same with the patches. Like the patches are extremely inconvenient, but you're going to have like a smooth estradiol dosing that like might spike like the first day or two, but like after that, it's just going to be like a smooth dosing. So like, and I've had personally feel like I've had much better results on the injections than I ever did on the pills or the patches. So yeah, I feel like that's pretty much everything I wanted to say about the pills and the patches. And the gel and the injections. So I guess that's it. I will talk to you guys in the next one. See ya. Appreciate you guys hanging out. See ya. Peace.